This is day 4 of establishing goals for 5.NBT.3a. Read and write decimals to thousands using base 10 numerals, number names, and expanded form. Today we will reteach some of the things that were incorrect on the assessment, as well as some classwork and homework that the students did throughout this week. There were some mistakes being made with the decimal points. Students will come to the carpet with their math notebooks. Turn to the page in your journal where we copied down the problem. Now we used one strategy in the notebook. Let's review it. 2.7 times 6.1. If you notice that there's one decimal point to be moved in both problems, 2.7 times 2.1. They both have a decimal that needs to be moved. Only one time. You're going to ignore the decimal point when you first start to multiply. Once you have your answer, then you go back and you move the decimal places. You move that many places in your answer. Once you get to the answer part, where it says the bottom answer, you have nothing there. That's when you move this over 2 times. And that's how you get the answer. Now there's other ways to solve this, but for right now, we're going to do another problem with using the same method. Notice inside of your math notebook, you already have this problem. Let's work this problem out again, because it has a decimal point is in a different place. And I think that is where the problems are happening. And this is it's not 3 digits. We're just doing 2 digits multiplied by 1 digit so you can see it. 8 times 2 is 16. 2 times 4 is 8 plus 1 is 9. Now you notice I'm moving it over 2 times. And this one is being moved over 1 time. So 2 plus 1 is 3. So you need to move it 1, 2, 3. Wow, looks like we have a problem here. What do we need to add? Look down at your notebook. We needed to add a 0, and then we put the decimal point there. That's exactly how it is in your notebook. Let's go over another problem that's in your notebook. Because somehow it's just not, you're not being able to do it when you do it on your test. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 2 is 10 plus 2 is 12. 5 times 1 is 5 plus 1 is 6. Hold the space. 7 times 5 is 35. 7 times 2 is 14. Plus 3 is 17. 7 times 1 is 7. Plus 1 is 8. Let's add them down. Now, 1, 2. 1, 2. So that's 4. So we need to move it 1, 2, 3, 4. Look down at your notebook. The final answer is 0.9375. There should have been no decimal points in any of those parts there. Let's do a couple of more problems. A couple more problems that are not there, that you don't see, that you do not have on your sheet. Let's do a couple more problems. $66. Write this problem down in your notebook as I'm writing it down on the board. Try to work on your own, and then let me know when you're putting your thumb up. Let me know when you have completed this problem. If you're done already and everyone else is not done, then continue on to this next problem that I'm going to write. and then we'll go over it together. I see that everyone is almost ready. So just start writing down this next problem. Okay, everyone is done. Let's look it over. What were the answers for the first problem? You had 396.0. 396.0. So that's different than what I have. So let's go over it again together. Let's see where I've gone wrong in this. Okay. 0 times 6 is 0. 0 times 6 is 0. Hold the space. 6 times 6 is 36. 6 times 6 is 36. Plus 6 plus 3 is 9. Then you bring the 3. Then you go over 1 decimal. 1 decimal. Did everyone, first let's add that. Did everyone get that one? What about the bottom one? Is that answer correct? Some people wrote it without the 0. That's fine. You don't have to have the 0 there. The problem is fine with just the 1.116. Notice how the decimal point moves 1 space in the first problem and 3 spaces in the second column, the second problem. Your assessment from yesterday is on your table, and the problems you got wrong, go back over them and correct your mistakes. When finished, place a thumb up and continue to iExcel and practice multiplying fractions. If you do not have a sheet on your table, I want you to grab your iPad and meet at the round table. Using the decimal place value chart, we're going to write the following numbers in standard form, word form, and expanded form. So take out your notebook. You should have your work, everything with you. And we're going to write this out together. And those students that get it right away, I will move you on to the next thing. But let's review a few together. This number, 32.38, in word form, 32 and 38 hundredths. Expanded form, 3 times 10 to show that, the tens place, plus 2 times 1 to show the ones place, plus 3 and 1/10, because now we're past the decimal, so now this is 1/10 place, plus 8, 1 and 1/100ths. Okay, remember, the further left of the decimal, when you go to the left of the decimal, the number is larger. When you go to the right, it gets smaller, 1/10, 100th. Let's do a few more problems. 42.23. What form is this number in? Student will say standard form. Who can put it in another form? I can put it in word form. 42 and 23 hundredths. Another student will say I can put it in expanded form. 4 times 10 plus 2 times 1 plus 2 and 1/10 plus 3 and 1/100. Very good. Now this last one, 22.21. What form is it in? Students will say standard form. Let's write standard form. I can put it in expanded form. 2 times 10 plus 2 times 1 plus 2 and 1/10 plus 1 and 1/100. Now, this is very good. Now go to the iPad and practice place value and decimal place value. Students will go to the iPad and they will work on those two websites which have games to help them practice their place value.